A prison says inflation is why costs are up, contributing to a tax hike. Meanwhile, residents in a mobile home community are reportedly snowed in because of a decades-long dispute. If you haven't gotten your mail, you're not alone. Lastly, Pennsylvania is still a top state for retirees. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. York County officials say inflation caused costs to rise by about 10% over the past year at York County Prison, which then contributed to a 9.4% tax hike for area residents, reports the York Dispatch. The prison's $74 million budget is almost a quarter of the county's entire budget. And, according to prison officials and corrections experts, there's a reason why inflation is affecting prison costs like this. Prisons and county-level jails are increasingly being used as last resort mental health facilities. People who would ideally get treated in outpatient facilities instead show up at their doors, even despite renewed efforts of diversionary courts to prevent this. This means prisons cover mental health care costs, an issue that isn't just exclusive to York County. Neighboring counties saw sharp increases in their budgets themselves, and the state corrections department is spending $3.2 billion this year, almost 12% more than it did in 2023. The Federal Bureau of Prisons is budgeted at $8.8 billion, 11% more within that same time frame. Said York County Prison Warden Adam Ogle, quote, "Until we as a country are prepared to treat more people in the community or build more mental health institutions, prisons will end up de facto mental health facilities, and we will continue to see an increase in our overall population and associated costs." Still in York County, dozens of residents in the Westwood mobile home community are saying they're trapped in by snow thanks to a decades-long dispute concerning who's responsible for plowing their road, reports Fox 43. Specifically, those living within a 300-foot stretch of Westwood Drive, which township officials say isn't their responsibility as it wasn't adopted since it's a mobile home park. And, quote, "There's so many different things that could go wrong there," unquote, according to Conewago Township Manager Josh Kopp. But when residents try to contact the landlord for help, they say, they get no answers. Said one of them, quote, "Then it's up to the residents, but how fair is that? We pay our lot rent." Neighbors have come together previously to clear the snow, but with its aging population, this has become difficult. No clear solution has presented itself as of the recording of this episode. If you haven't gotten your mail or packages you've been waiting for, you are not alone, states the Tribune Review. Carriers like the U.S. Postal Service and FedEx are saying they're still facing disruptions after the snow. Some are skipping a few residences because of dangerous road conditions or unreachable mailboxes to keep their carrier safe. People are being asked to remove the snow around their mailboxes and to clear a path in order to get deliveries. People who can't can go to the Postal Service website to request their mail be held until the weather improves. Pennsylvania is still one of the best states to retire, says PennLive. Wallet Hub, after grading each state on metrics related to quality of life, affordability, and healthcare, ranked Pennsylvania as the 8th overall best state for retirees, which is a drop in comparison to last year's ranking, but still a top 10 slot. The top 3 states in ascending order were South Dakota, Florida, and Wyoming. And then there's Kentucky, which was found to be the worst. That wraps up today's episode. For even more news, visit PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast and to spread it around. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and tomorrow is Friday's episode of Today in PA.